Did you know that recently, researchers have uncovered prehistoric megastructures right here in the United States? It might sound unbelievable, but these findings have left archaeologists and historians in awe. These ancient marvels are rewriting what we know about early civilizations in North America. So today, I've got the most fascinating discoveries of these colossal structures. Let's dive in. 1. Chimney Rock. Have you ever wondered about the secrets nestled in the landscapes of southwestern Colorado? Well, let me take you to Chimney Rock, a place echoing the ancestral Puebloans' whispers and the Chaco culture's grandeur. Declared a national monument in 2012, this sprawling site stretches over 4,700 acres and is home to more than 200 ancient dwellings and ceremonial structures. Yes, it's one of the major prehistoric architectural marvels in the U.S. At the heart of Chimney Rock are the iconic twin spires, Chimney Rock and Companion Rock, which soared high in the spiritual life of its ancient residents. The Great House Pueblo lies below these towering formations on a lofty mesa. Perched over 7,500 feet above sea level, this Chacoan-style building was more than just a home. It is a center for ceremonies and offers breathtaking views of the San Juan Mountains. What's even cooler, it lines up perfectly with celestial happenings. Chimney Rock isn't just steeped in history, it's also a window to the cosmos. The site includes the Sun Tower and the Stone Circle, ancient observatories that track the solstices, turning this place into a celestial observatory that marked vital seasonal shifts. Digging into the past, archaeologists have uncovered residential pit houses, kivas, and multi-family stone and adobe dwellings. It doesn't end there. There seem to also be pottery, stone tools, and remnants of meals found there. Each artifact whispers stories of daily life, diet, and social structures from millennia ago. 2. The Blythe Intaglios. Can you believe there are ancient artworks big enough to be seen from the sky right in the Colorado desert near Blythe, California? We're talking about the Blythe Intaglios. These aren't just any doodles, but massive prehistoric geoglyphs carved into the ground by Native American tribes somewhere between 450 and 2,000 years ago. Back in 1932, a pilot named George Palmer was flying overhead when he spotted something unbelievable. 6 enormous figures etched into the desert floor. There are 3 figures of humans and 3 of animals, all stretched out across 2 low mesas. The star of the show? A human figure that's an impressive 171 feet long, designed to be appreciated from high up in the air, just like Peru's famous Nazca lines. How did they do it? Well, the creators scraped away the darker topsoil to reveal the lighter soil beneath, crafting distinct lines and shapes that have stood the test of time. But they hold deep cultural and religious significance. Local Mojave and Quechan tribes say the human figures represent Mastamho, the creator of all life, and the animal figures depict Hatakulia, a mythological mountain lion involved in their creation stories. Despite their historical and cultural importance, these geoglyphs flew under the radar of non-native people until Palmer's discovery. In 1974, to save these treasures from damage, they were fenced off by the Bureau of Land Management and later listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1982. 3. Mesa Verde. What if I tell you there's a place in southwestern Colorado that's a total blast from the past? I'm talking about Mesa Verde, a mind-blowing showcase of ancient genius that screams ancestral Puebloan craftiness. Now tagged as a national park and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Mesa Verde isn't just any park. It's home to over 5,000 archaeological sites with about 600 eye-popping cliff dwellings. Can you imagine living in a house carved right into a cliff? Let's zip back in time a bit. The ancestral Puebloans started calling the Mesa Verde region home around 7,500 BC. Fast forward to around 600 AD, they kicked things up a notch by building those famous structures. Originally chilling on mesa tops, they crafted pueblos and farmed the land like pros. But in the late 12th century, they took things underground, or rather, into the cliffs. That's when they started sculpting those incredible cliff dwellings out of sandstone blocks and mortar, showing off some serious masonry skills. But why did they leave, you ask? Well, after rocking those cliff homes for about a century, the ancestral Puebloans pieced out from Mesa Verde around the late 13th century. Maybe it was the drought, resource shortages, or just needing a change of scenery. Whatever it was, they left behind some seriously cool digs that give us a peek into their daily lives. 4. Chichen Itza. There's a place in Mexico where ancient Mayans once thrived, and it's still standing today. I'm talking about Chichen Itza, right on the Yucatan Peninsula. In the early 400 SAD, this place started to buzz. By 600 AD, it had become a booming hub of politics, economy, and culture, sprawling across nearly 2 square miles. Walking through its streets, you get to see past houses, ceremonial sites, and even marketplaces. The star of the show is El Castillo, or the Temple of Kukulkan, a pyramid about 100 feet tall. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the setting sun hits it just right, creating shadows that look like a serpent. Yeah, a snake slithering down the steps. It's a nod to Kukulkan, a major deity. They had the Great Ball Court, the biggest one in the Americas, where they played this intense ritual ball game. Plus, their infrastructure was top-notch with paved roads and the sacred cenote, a giant natural well used for, wait for it, ceremonial purposes, including human sacrifices. By the 10th century, Chichen Itza was the place to be, a regional capital influencing much of the Yucatan. The architecture? A stunning mix of Mayan and Toltec styles. Though it started to decline around the 13th century, Chichen Itza is still a key archaeological site and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing millions of visitors every year. 5. Wupatki. Wupatki National Monument might be tucked away in north-central Arizona, but it's a real gem of ancient architecture and cultural richness. Let's dive into the history. This incredible site, established back in 1924, is a treasure trove of archaeological goodies like pueblos, pit houses, and ceremonial structures that are over 900 years old. Around 1085 AD, Sunset Crater volcano erupted, scattering ash that made the soil super fertile. This drew farmers like bees to honey, but by the late 13th century, changing environments nudged people to move on. Despite its abandonment, Wupatki has never lost its magic. It remains a sacred spot for the Hopi and other Native American tribes. 6. America Stonehenge. Mystery Hill, or as some call it, America's Stonehenge, is tucked away in Salem, New Hampshire, cloaked in 30 acres of dense woodland. This enigmatic site is dotted with a baffling maze of stone structures that spark the imagination. But who built them and why? It's a real head-scratcher. What was really going on in those woods? The mystery continues to puzzle and intrigue. 7. Hemet Maze Stone. A mystery etched in stone lies in Reinhardt Canyon near Hemet, California. There appears to be a 46-inch square slab covered with a maze-like design of interlocking geometric shapes, including swastikas, symbols, steeped in ancient traditions long before their infamous twist in history. The true origins and purpose of the stone remain shrouded in mystery, sparking a whirlwind of theories. Now marked as California Historical Landmark No. 557, the Hemet Maze Stone stands protected behind chain-link fencing, a silent sentinel guarding its untold secrets. What stories might it tell? The mystery lingers as enigmatic as ever. Eight. Casa Grande Ruins. Stepping into the vast open desert of Coolidge, Arizona, one encounters the mysterious Casa Grande ruins rising dramatically from the arid landscape. Its precise alignment with celestial bodies hints at a deep understanding of the stars above, a secret knowledge held by the Hohokam. By the late 19th century, though, Casa Grande faced threats from vandals and treasure hunters, compelling a movement towards its preservation. In a groundbreaking move in 1892, President Benjamin Harrison declared Casa Grande the first prehistoric and cultural reserve in the United States, dedicating a square mile of Arizona territory to protect and study this enigmatic site. 9. Palenque. Palenque, located in Chiapas, is a treasure trove from the ancient Mayan civilization, thriving between 600 and 900 CE. Known originally as La Camha, or Big Water, this place is a window into Mayan architectural genius and artistic flair, offering a vivid peek into their culture and history. Built by Pakal's son, Kinich Khan Bahlam II, this cluster of temples features intricate carvings that bring Maya mythology and divine rulers to life. These carvings are also stories carved in stone, offering insights into gods and ancestral figures. 10. The Bighorn Medicine Wheel. What if I told you there's a monumental structure high up in Wyoming's Bighorn Mountains that's shrouded in mystery and steeped in ancient lore? It's called the Bighorn Medicine Wheel. Perched nearly 10,000 feet above sea level, this impressive stone circle, stretching about 75 feet across, boasts 28 spokes that radiate from a central cairn. It's one of North America's largest and best-preserved medicine wheels. The Plains Indians, including the Crow and Cheyenne tribes, crafted this sacred site and use it for deeply spiritual practices like fasting and vision quests. In the 1970s, an astronomer named John Eddy pointed out that the wheel's cairns line up perfectly with the sunrise and sunset on the summer solstice, and even with the rising points of several significant stars. Turns out that this ancient site was possibly an astronomical observatory. How amazing is that? This setup likely played a crucial role in marking the seasons and guiding the tribes in their agricultural and ceremonial lives. 11. The Great Serpent Mound. Adams County, Ohio, has a mind-blowing prehistoric structure known as the Great Serpent Mound. It's the largest serpent effigy on the planet, stretching a whopping 1,348 feet long and rising 3 feet high. But what was the Serpent Mound for? The design goes beyond artistic. It's a celestial calendar. The head of the serpent lines up with the sunset on the summer solstice, while other parts sync up with the winter solstice sunrise and various moon phases. And here's another cool possibility. The mound could mimic the stars of the Draco constellation, pointing to its use in stargazing. And the serpent shape? It goes beyond mere showmanship. In many Native American cultures, serpents symbolize big-time spiritual themes like transformation and renewal. 12. Miami Circle. So how did we stumble upon this hidden gem? Well, it all started with a routine dig before they planned to throw up some new skyscrapers. But lo and behold, they hit archaeological gold instead. With a treasure trove of artifacts like stone tools, shards of pottery, and even some animal bones, it was clear this spot was something special. The charcoal they found during digging was dated back to around 1000 to 1200 AD. Plus, they even found some basalt tools that aren't from around here, hinting that the Tequesta were quite the traders, reaching far and wide. 13. Chaco Canyon. Hidden in the deserts of New Mexico is an ancient city called Chaco Canyon. Back in the day, from about 850 to 1250 AD, it was the buzzing heart of a civilization known as the Chacones. Now imagine buildings so big and complex they would make any modern architect go wild. Ever heard of the Sun Dagger at Fajada Butte? It's this cool rock formation where the sunlight slices through just right to mark those special calendar days. And it doesn't stop there. The Chacones built a network of roads stretching over 60 miles to connect with other communities. These roads were like the internet highways of their time, buzzing with traders, swapping everything from turquoise to pottery to food. Despite the tough, arid environment, these folks thrived by managing their water like pros and keeping the trade routes open. 14. Sunwatch Indian Village. Can you believe there's a place in Dayton, Ohio that takes you straight back to the times of the Fort Ancient culture? It's called Sunwatch Indian Village, a window into the lives of a prehistoric Native American society. This whole journey into the past kicked off in the 1960s, when a couple of amateur archaeologists, John Ullman and Charles Smith, stumbled upon prehistoric treasures along the Great Miami River. It took 17 years of digging and studying, but in 1988, Sunwatch Indian Village opened its doors to the public. It landed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1974 and leveled up to a U.S. National Historic Landmark in 1990. Today, it's more than a field trip destination. It's a treasure trove of insights into the Fort Ancient culture, backed by ongoing archaeological digs and research. So, if you're ever in the mood to time travel and sip a bit of history, Sunwatch Indian Village is your ticket back to an era long gone, but beautifully preserved. 15. Berkeley Mystery Walls. The Berkeley Mystery Walls, also known as the East Bay Walls, are miles of ancient stone structures stretching from Berkeley to San Jose in the rolling hills around San Francisco Bay. Now, these walls are made of stones ranging from the size of basketballs to massive one-ton boulders, and some parts of the walls stretch over half a mile. The walls stand up to 5 feet tall, but here's where it gets interesting. Their construction is all over the place. Some sections are meticulously assembled, while others look more like haphazard piles of rocks. These walls have puzzled historians, archaeologists, and locals for over a century. Who built them? Why are they here? They're too scattered and low to fend off any invaders. The theories are all over the map, from guiding livestock and clearing fields to marking property boundaries, or even serving ceremonial or navigational purposes, possibly lining up with the stars. 16. Taos Pueblo in New Mexico. In New Mexico, there seems to be a place where people have been living continuously since around 1325 AD. Surprised, right? Yes, Taos Pueblo is one of the oldest communities in the United States still in use. Built by the Taos-speaking Puebloan people, this village is famous for its incredible adobe structures. What's adobe, you ask? It's a mix of earth, water, and straw that's sun-dried into bricks. Pretty neat, right? These bricks have stood the test of time, making Taos Pueblo a standout for its unique architecture and rich cultural heritage. Originally, these buildings didn't have regular windows or doors. Instead, people would climb up and down using ladders to get through openings in the roof. Back in the day, Taos Pueblo was a bustling hub of trade, connecting tribes along the Rio Grande with the Plains tribes to the northeast. Unfortunately, these buildings faced destruction during the Pueblo Revolt of 1680, a testament to the ongoing tensions between the native people and the Spanish colonizers. 17. Zuni Cibola Complex. The Zuni Cibola Complex in western New Mexico is a place steeped in the deep, intricate history of the Zuni people. If you wander through this complex, you also get to see ancient sites like Hawiku, Yellow House, Kechiboa, and the Great Kivas, each telling its unique story of ancient Zuni life. 18. Dighton Rock. Have you ever heard about a massive 40-ton mystery tucked away in Berkeley, Massachusetts? I'm talking about Dighton Rock, a prehistoric puzzle that's had heads scratching for centuries. Plucked from the Taunton River, this giant boulder is covered in ancient petroglyphs, mysterious carvings whose origins and meanings are still up for debate. Who could have carved these intriguing designs? In 1963, they moved Dighton Rock to a cozy spot in a small museum at Dighton Rock State Park to save this incredible artifact from erosion. Now, visitors can get up close and personal with this baffling boulder. 19. Rock Eagle Effigy Mound. The Rock Eagle Effigy Mound, an amazing structure, is not merely a pile of rocks but a massive bird in flight, made entirely of white quartz and nestled in Putnam County, Georgia. This mound stretches an impressive 102 feet from head to tail and spans 120 feet across its wings. But why was it built? That's the million-dollar question. Its design and dimensions hint at a major ceremonial or spiritual punch, possibly a grand stage for ancient rituals. Today, the Rock Eagle Effigy Mound is part of the Rock Eagle 4-H Center, offering educational programs and tours. It's also a protected site on the National Register of Historic Places, open all year round for anyone wanting a peek into the ancient history of the southeastern United States. Seriously, who would have thought we'd find prehistoric megastructures right here in the United States? It's mind-blowing. What do you think about these incredible discoveries? Let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, hit the like and subscribe buttons, because this channel is all about uncovering the most fascinating finds. Thank you for watching. See you next time.